What we as a family can certainly attest to and amplify in the strongest way possible, the Chief truly loved this place. That love goes beyond that special day in 1973 with Onion in the Whitney. It goes way beyond that. He would forever claim that his horses ate better here, trained harder here, ran faster here, and his number of wins point out that fact. His horses never had it as good as they had it here at the Spa. He, of course, enjoyed any winner's circle. Where we stand is the site of his final Grade 1 victory 3 summers ago. What we as a family can certainly attest to and amplify in the strongest way possible, the Chief truly loved this place. That love goes beyond that special day in 1973 with Onion in the Whitney. It goes way beyond that. He would forever claim that his horses ate better here, trained harder here, ran faster here, and his number of wins point out that fact.
Eloquent, classy, Alan Jerkens Jr. knocking it out of the park today. A heartfelt speech with a big Jerkens clan in the winner's circle on H. Alan Jerkens Tribute Day at Saratoga.
It was just a tremendous turnout and the outpouring of affection and love and the stories that continued well after the ceremony. And I was down there with Michael Hushin and Bill Higgins, a lot of people that worked with Alan, for Alan, played in those touch football games. More than a single tear was shed, I can promise you.
Yeah, I believe it. Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt alongside. Thank you for joining us on day number 20 of Saratoga Insider. And as we say so long and farewell to the Chief, I think the one thing that I think going forward, the way he treated people is the way I want to live my life.
Absolutely, and that's why he is so revered and so remembered. And everybody has an Alan Jerkens story because he was always reaching out, trying to be good for somebody else.
All right, we'll get you out to the action at Arlington Park. Of course, they had their day in the sun. Felt a little bummed and bad for the people out in Chicago and the employees of Arlington Park, considering it rained and rained pretty hard from the Secretariat to the Beverly D. But here we go with the Pizza Man. You ready? Delivers on time in the Arlington Million.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to go out and have some pizza tonight in honor of the Pizza Man because he did deliver, and just a really nice, honest horse, undefeated on the year. Seems like he stepped this game up, and a really good win for him. And the fact that he's an Illinois bred kind of, makes it nice. It's a good, Chicago kind of story. And it was a cleanly run race. We can't say that for the Beverly D.
No, the Beverly D, a long inquiry following what happened nearing the finish line as we pick up the group off the far turn, the fillies and mares. What's the chances the 2-horse eventually elevated? Because keep your eye on the filly on the lead. Jamie Spencer in the 10, Secret Jester, will come out and bother and interfere the number 3, Stephanie's Kitten.
This is such a shame because I think this filly was best. She probably did cost Stephanie's Kitten second money. And she came out severely, and you can't do that. So come on, Jamie Spencer. Those are universal rules. If you're coming out 3-4 paths, you've got to be well clear. Well, you weren't. You had horses coming. But it is a shame because Secret Gesture was best. But the Never Say Die ride by Joe Bravo gets What's the Chances noses up on the line for second money. Ultimately, the victory.
And for Chad Brown, it keeps getting better. With the disqualification, he's first and second in the $700,000 Beverly D and nearly got the money with Big Blue Kitten in the Arlington Million. I'm not sure. In fact, I don't think Chad Brown has anything pointing to the Travers here just 2 weeks from today. And that might be good news for everybody else who's running in the Midsummer Derby. Texas Red, in the meantime, a nice little workout here this morning for trainer Keith DeSormo.
Yeah, 101-3 under Corey Lannery. He's just filling in for Kent DeSormo. Always nice to sit on a good horse, and you never know. You put yourself in line in case something happens. They can't get their rider, that you're in position to at least reap the benefits of it. there's nothing to replace hard work, and you see a lot of these jocks out here working hard in the mornings.
And the big horse, in fact, training tomorrow morning out at Del Mar, American Farrow. We await, fingers crossed, hopefully we get a Travers game time decision by the time we're on the air with trainer Bob Baffert and owner Ahmed Zayed. Well,
Keep
what
our
about
fingers
today's
crossed,
action?
right?
Oh, we got to keep our reins and fingers crossed. Cross your toes as well. I'd love to have the Triple Crown champion with us in Saratoga Springs. Darkness has fallen upon the old spa. It's a little past 7:30 as we get you back to Saturday's Grade 2. $500,000 Fourstardave, Larry Colmus from The Wire.
The lead. Sky Ring away running in second. Then it's Grand Arch and Grand Tito seek again. Ticket in hand to sit in fifth early. Then Mashawish to the inside, followed by Jack Milton, and Ironicus is last of them all and racing 7 lengths off the lead. Seek again, and a bit of traffic there on that first turn, and King Creasa is making the pace. King Creasa will head them on to the backstretch in front from Sky Ring and Grand Arch, and at 24 and 1 opening quarter mile. Grand Tito fourth onto the backstretch and 4 lengths off the lead. Then Mashawish, Jack Milton, Seek Again, and Ironicus at the back of the field. Up the backstretch, and it's King Creasa. Jose Ortiz and King Creasa all the way so far. The lead is a length. Sky Ring and Grand Archer second and third. Grand Tito fourth to the outside. Then Jack Milton. Mashawish is on the rail and 4.5 lengths off the lead, just ahead of Seek Again and Ironicus. And now the field races for the far turn. King Creasa has run a 48 1/2 mile. And now King Creasa opens up a bit of daylight. It's a 1.5 length lead. Grand Arch comes off the rail and gets closer now. Sky Ring's under a ride. Jack Milton is there on the far outside. Mashawish is going to cut the corner, and Ironicus is going to swing out 5 wide. Seek Again also got through on the inside. They're into the stretch. Here's Grand Arch. Grand Arch runs by King Creasa as they come into the final furlong. Ironicus and Mashawish are closing on the far outside. Grand Arch in front. Ironicus storming down the center of the track. Here comes Ironicus after Grand Arch. Here's the wire. Grand Arch holds on over Ironicus in the 4-star.
It looked on paper you might just get 4 or 5 horses down to the finish line in a very contentious 4-Stardave, and that was the case. And can you ride a horse better than Luis Saez aboard the upset winner, Grand Arch?
We've been saying this all meet. Luis Saez has been riding terrific, but particularly on the turf. Ground-saving ride. Ironicus, unlucky. Wide, didn't get a lot of pace to run at, but he came running. May have been best, but you give Grand Arch a lot of credit. He wanted it.
And was beaten a neck in this race a year ago by Seek Again. He stuck around, a year older, and Brian Lynch is a happy trainer alongside the big.
Brian, last year, tough beat in this race with Grand Arch, but he got it done this year.
Yeah, no, I was thrilled with him. He gets very good this time of year, this horse, and we've, sort of campaigned him towards this, and hopefully the Woodbine Mile, and hopefully the Shadwell Mile. So I was thrilled with his effort today. Got a beautiful ride, ground-saving trip, and King Creasa, I've become a fan of his last few starts, but it was thrilling, real thrill to beat him there today.
Well, Grand Arch seems like he likes a fight. He didn't want to let go.
No, he didn't. He laid it down, Richard, and you know what them type are like. They're wonderful horses, so very, very proud of him today.
Well, congratulations. Great job.
Thanks, Richard.
Happy to have a string with Brian Lynch on the grounds. World-class trainer, coffee click, unbridled wand. Clearly now, this guy is a world consummate horseman.
He's a great horse trainer, and you know what? A great interview. I love talking to him. His enthusiasm shines through, and he's just a good guy to have with an already great training colony. He fits right in.
And we continue on full speed ahead. In fact, we'll throw down the second quarter in about 21 3 on this Saturday edition of Saratoga Insider. No rest for the weary. A sunny, clear day on day number 20. What else happened? We'll have it for you.
The new Parks Fall Festival will double purses for each of its 32 live racing days. What an opportunity for Pennsylvania breds. In an open maiden special, PA breds will run for over $100,000. So be there at Parks in the fall.
Hello, I'm Brian Sanfratello. Last year, we paid $33 million to PA breds in the form of breeder awards, owner bonuses, and restricted race purses. Our Equine Coalition Group is united in the pursuit of making sure that we receive every dollar we deserve. And that's why our Racehorse Development Fund has been constant in the past 4 years. Please go to our website at www.pabred.com or give me a call at 610-444-1050.
Us jockeys, when the trainer doesn't ride us, and we in the jockeys room, to be honest, we don't root for that person because he don't help you, so you don't want to root for him. I never saw anybody in my career of 38 years that I spent riding, rooting against the chief. Everybody, you don't ride in the race, you wanted to see the chief win. He helped so many people. He rode jockeys that nobody know their name. He had more employees than he had horses. He was great. I don't know how to describe somebody that he was so great, because he's probably not even worth to make them look as good as he was. He was a horseman, a great human being, the big thing that ever happened to our sport, to be honest to you.
It is tough to articulate just the kind of man H. Allen Jerkens was and continues to live on in his memory, but I think Angel Cordero, the great Hall of Fame rider, said it appropriately.
Yeah, he did a very good job of articulating something that's so difficult to articulate. The only way I can put it is for people who didn't get the opportunity to spend time around him, especially in the barn or in those touch football games, I almost feel sorry for them. They missed out on something very special.
And blasphemy rooting against the chief, whether you were in the race against him or you didn't have a dog in the fight. It's pretty impressive to see Angel and hear Angel talking about that. And how about some thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Well, we've got the man and the luncheon for you here on Sunday, August 23rd, Mr. Mig. Tell us about it.
A week from tomorrow, day after the Alabama, we've got a full schedule. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning with breakfast out on the porch watching horses train. We've got the tent right next to the paddock. We go to the backstretch. We go to the winner's circle. We go to everywhere you can want to be at the racetrack, and we answer every question, and we got great speakers, and you get to spend the day with me. What could be better than that?
That is a slam dunk. Check it out. More information available at NYRA.com/new owners as we get you back to the action on day number 20. It is hard to believe. Here's the first graded stake. We ran it early. Race number 4, the 99th running of the Adirondack for 2-year-old fillies.
And it is Tanasa who goes straight out to take the early lead. Heartbreaker Girl away running in second. And right behind them is Lookout Sister to the inside. Just Wicked is out running in fourth as Tanasa takes charge early. And then it's Delicate Lady to the inside, 5 lengths off of her stablemate. Then Decked Out and Can Do. And the first quarter goes in 22 1/5 seconds. And it is Tanasa in front. Javier Castellana and Tanasa lead it by 2 lengths as the field rounds the far turn. Just Wicked gets going now, second, and heading after Tanasa. And here comes Just Wicked right alongside of Tanasa, and they're stride for stride. And these two are cleared 2.5 from Heartbreaker Girl. Then Decked Out to the outside, Lookout Sister down toward the rail. Delicate Lady and Can Do, and it's Tanasa and Just Wicked. A 45 2.5 mile. They're into the stretch in the Adirondack. Just Wicked and Tanasa. These two putting on a show with 1 furlong to go. Just Wicked, Tanasa won't give in. It's 5 lengths back to Decked Out. It is Just Wicked and Tanasa fighting her all the way to the wire. Just Wicked and Tanasa. And Just Wicked has won the Adirondack. Tanasa was second, and then it was Delicate Lady who got third late from Decked Out.
99th Adirondack will live on as a great horse race between 2 talented juvenile fillies, Just Wicked the Gray and Tanasa for Todd Fletcher.
Yeah, they put on a real good show, and long way back to the third place finisher, 8 lengths in fact. And it looked at one point that Tanasa might fight her off, but Just Wicked just kept coming. It was her third start, though, a little bit more foundation.
Great Tappet filly. He made some headlines a few days ago at the Facing Tipton yearling sales across the street. And Steve Asperson, an old pro in the Saratoga Winner's Circle, alongside the Mig.
Steve, that was some stretch battle. You had to be really, really happy the way she dug in.
Oh, very much so. She had a great post today. Jose gave her a great ride, and I think she beat a very good filly.
It's got to be satisfying to see them do that, but you also train the mother. Is that particularly satisfying when you've had the family?
Oh, extremely. You know, Winchells and what they mean to my family and their breeding program. As you mentioned, this filly's mother was a filly that we trained for the Winchells as well, that won a couple stakes. But this is a very good filly and another graded stakes winner for an incredible sire, Tappet.
She's 2 for 2 now in the dirt. Ran well on the turf first time. What was the thought process starting her on the turf?
Well, needing to get a race in her. We were hoping to run her on the dirt. I did think that she was this caliber of a horse and deserved a chance in New York. And the race on the dirt didn't go, but she was ready to run. And I think that the experience has paid off, and she needed all of it to get to the wire today.
Congratulations, great job.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, as usual, cool, calm, and collected in the winner's circle. Steve Asmussen, whose attention to detail, especially with the young horses, is second to none. And it's been a fine summer at the Spa for Mr. Asmussen and his crew. When you think about this filly in Just Wicked, and what about Constellation, who broke her maiden here a week ago?
Yeah, and I really like, the whole system they have there. And Steve had spoken about it earlier in the meet, that the horses go to their family farm. His dad breaks the horses. They come to the track. They're so well schooled. And just to have a family operation that just does so well consistently, consistent excellence, I think, that's something to be really proud of.
All right, an 11-race marathon Saturday program here at Saratoga. What else happened? Check out that sunset. Nothing like August up in the Adirondacks. We send it back up to Larry Colmus early on at 1 p.m. all the way through the nightcap at around 7:15.
Side of them, and Metal Magic is in behind horses fourth with 1 furlong to go. It is Showbound and Blame It on Brooklyn and Salazar trying to run them down on the outside. Here's Salazar outside of Blame It on Brooklyn and Showbound. Salazar, Blame It on Brooklyn, Salazar to win it over Blame It on Brooklyn, Showbound, and Tom's Ready. It's still a 6-length gap to the rest of the field as Adirondack Dancer and Bam Bam turn for home together. Adirondack Dancer forging to the front. Bam Bam tries to battle on. Adirondack Dancer lugs in there. On the inside is Bam Bam. It's still 5 lengths back to Speeding Comet and Branded Hand. Adirondack Dancer's got it close to home. Adirondack Dancer has won. And then it was Bam Bam, Branded Hand, and Speeding Comet. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Sky Hero and English Minister turn for home together. English Minister on the outside, Sky Hero at the rail. They come into the final furlong stride for stride. English Minister on the outside and Sky Hero on the inside. Here the footsteps is third. They're coming down to the line. It's English Minister, and English Minister will do it. Sky Hero was second. It's very close for third between Cavalcat and here the footstack. It's Queen of Stones, a half in 46 and 1, and they're into the stretch. And here comes Rock Garden now. Rock Garden moves up alongside of Super Surprise. Down toward the inside, here comes Rosie, and here comes Backwood Bay, who's closing on the far outside. Rock Garden to catch on the inside. Super Surprise, Backwood Bay closing on the far outside. Here comes Backwood Bay. Backwood Bay on the outside of Rock Garden on the wire. Side Candir is next, and they're into the stretch. Hollywood Idol, Boot Scootin' Daddy, and Mutan to the outside. Yes, I'm Lucky's closing on the extreme outside. In between horses is Guggenheim as they come into the final 16th. It is Mutan. Mutan has taken the lead. Late run in between horses by Candir. Mutan will win it. And then it was Candir second, followed by Hollywood Idol and Boot Scootin' Daddy. On the outside, the 3 of them turn for home. And then it's Mela fourth on the outside, followed by El Razi and Predicate on the far outside trying to get going. Top decile has not been involved. Final furlong, it's Kirov and Mela. Kirov the leader. Mela to the outside. Predicate. Diamond Earring down toward the inside. It's Kirov in front. And Kirov and Javier Castellano win it by almost 2. Mela was second. Then Predicate in a photo between Diamond Earring and a hard-charging Miss Cobblestone. It is Indiana Stones. Alliander to the outside. 2.5 back to Who's Z Daddy, who's third down toward the rail. Fear is fourth. And after being far, far behind, How About We is starting to pick up stride on the far outside. But as they come down to the wire, it's Alliander and Indiana Stones. These two down to the line together. Very close. Alliander or Indiana Stones. Then Who's Z Daddy?
It's time to start studying for that Saturday Pick 6 carryover into Sunday's card. 97,000 plus. Somebody, I don't know how they did it, they should be hosting the show, got up to the last race with Who's the Daddy covered. Didn't work out for David Jacobson, so maybe you and I will burn the midnight oil tonight and hit Sunday's PPs.
You saw the clock.
Yeah.
It's already about my bedtime. We're going to wrap this up, and I'm going home to bed.
Good.
You can burn the midnight oil.
Get that beauty sleep, man. You look terrific.
I need it.
Love the suit, love the tie. Big's with us, and we're glad you are as well, as we get Cappy in the Binocs, and we'll backtrack to Saturday's 8th race, dubbed and named in memory of H. Allen Jerkens and a white-hot trainer. Don't go near Kieran McLaughlin. You might get burned. He went 2 for 3 today, and he's 10 for 24 at the meet.
Yeah, it's just remarkable to win at that percentage anywhere, let alone Saratoga facing the best of the best. Another terrific turf ride by Luis Saez, who registered 3 wins today. And I know a sharp young handicapper that really liked this horse Mutant and got paid.
Dropping class, 8-1. And as I said, Saratoga might be the only racetrack in America where you can get a near 40% barn at just under $20.
Again, underscores just how difficult it is up here.
Jockey standings. You mentioned Luis Saez with the hat trick. 2 other riders today walked away with 3 wins apiece. Jose Ortiz, Javier Castellano. How often does that happen?
You very rarely see it. Now, they did run 11 races, but still, for 3 guys to each come away with 3 wins, and winning 3 in Saratoga is like winning 6 anyplace else.
Trainer standings. Chad Brown had a good-looking, distorted humor 4-year-old win off a trainer change. He has closed the gap to 2, 20-18, but Kieran McLaughlin continues to roll along at a torrid clip.
Oh, just that percentage, that gaudy percentage, and you can just see every horse they lead over here looks good, and they're running to their looks.
Claims on the afternoon, day number 20. We begin the second half of this 2015 racing season. They claim Gracious Plenty out of race number 3, and Indiana Stones, who ran very well at a big price, beating a whisker in the nightcap.
And then when you're claiming a horse, you want to see them just lose. You want them to run well, but you still want that condition or not have to maybe run up against the horse that beat you last time.
I tell you, the Colts have got their work cut out for them. Just Wicked and Tanasa were terrific in today's 99th Adirondack. We'll say goodbye, but fear not, the Mig and I will be back for that final segment. It's a Sunday preview. Study up.
Alan was a very warm and generous person, and he treated the barn workers and anybody around him like family pretty much all the time. You know, he liked to stir the pot every once in a while and have some fun with that, but in general, you know, he was worried about the little guy all the time. You know, he would help anybody. If, you know, riders coming back off injuries, he'd come over and talk to them. He'd tell them no and get out of here, and then he'd go home, and by the next morning he'd find the person and give him put him on a real live horse and do things that people don't do much anymore.
Nobody like H. Allen Jerkens. The stories, the reflections of people that knew him the best and worked under him, like Mike Hushett, Angel Cordero, Leah Giamatti, they're just all amazing.
Yeah, and you won't find anybody that had any contact or spent any time with him that doesn't have a story like that. You know, I remember coming back from injury, going to Allen and asking him for a shot. Next thing I know, pick up an overnight. I'm on a horse, 3-1. You know, he just had the biggest heart on the racetrack.
Rest in peace, Chief. We miss you, and we'll never forget you. And we'll turn the page here regarding the racing action. And again, 97K, the carryover into Sunday's action with the Toyota Saratoga Special. Saratoga Mischief for the Pletcher Barn is up first off an upset win and a non-bet win here on opening weekend.
Yeah, to get 6-1 on a Todd Pletcher horse, and this was a pretty fast race. I thought he did everything very professionally. It's an interesting Saratoga Special, and he might be good enough to win it. He certainly has the second highest buyer figure and the highest on the dirt.
How about a little Del Mar flavor with Exaggerator, who makes the cross-country west to east trip, and he'll try his luck here tomorrow afternoon.
Well, Exaggerator, one of 2 horses that has run twice, and you know, the foundation means a lot going 6.5 furlongs. The babies are starting to stretch out, so you like to see a horse that went from 5 furlongs to 6 furlongs, now 6.5. It's going to have to work out a trip from the inside, though.
From Del Mar, north of the border to Woodbine on the Poly, even though it was a synth race. Sharp effort from Mark Cassie here with holding gold.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good effort by a sire, Lonro, that, ran predominantly or only on grass in Australia. I watched this horse work the other day, though, and I was very impressed with his action on the dirt, and I thought he worked really, really well. It'll be interesting to see if that translates to the afternoon.
And Midlife Crisis up from Delaware Park, a real melting pot. Diversity runs deep in tomorrow's Saratoga Special. Do you like this horse?
Well, I like the outside draw. We saw it work out today for the Asmussen filly, just wicked. And I just, think he can get into the race the right way without being rushed. We saw Alex Centrone, very strong finisher, win a race here the other day, and I was actually impressed with how he finished on his horse. And Graham Motion, he's not running this horse just to run a horse in the race. He's running this horse because he thinks he's quality and he can win.
Yeah, this is a real non-motion start. A 2-year-old, middle of the meet, middle of August, putting him in to a fairly tough race. I mean, class runs and promise runs pretty deep in tomorrow's Saratoga Special. And real fast regarding Alex Cintron, who had been a little snake-bitten, lost a couple of tough photos. He seems to me an aggressive rider who's willing here at Saratoga on both the turf and dirt to put horses in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's done that in the Mid-Atlantic for a long time, and we've seen this pay off here. If you're the guy who takes the initiative, a lot of guys seem to adjust around you. I'd rather dictate the flow of the race, and if you make a mistake, make an aggressive mistake. Don't become a victim by not making any decision.
And you ready for the 1-2 punch? Andy and Maggie, little carryover, and here we go with Sunday's plays.
Thanks a lot, guys. A competitive card on Sunday, and a lot of races you can try to find some long shots, and maybe we can find something smart during the card. And I don't know if this horse will be a long shot, but I'm looking at the 5th race at 1 mile on the inner turf course on Sunday's card, and I like the 10, Mr. Maybe. He's got to overcome an outside post. I think a lot of attention will be drawn to a horse that he finished with last time, actually behind, and that's the 4, Mission Driven, who did have a little bit of trouble in the stretch. But in my opinion, Mr. Maybe had a much tougher trip. They both had trouble, but I thought Mr. Maybe's was tougher. I also think he has go-back races that are better than Mission Driven, and he's not going to be the favorite. So for me, it's Mr. Maybe in the 5th race on Sunday as we head out to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, you're going to have to stick around to the last race on the Sunday card. Sorry about that, but it's a very good one. It's a maiden special weight for the 2-year-old fillies. We're going a mile and 16th on the turf course, and there's some monster pedigrees in here. And though I'm going to go with one that's run before, and that is the Rick Violet trained number 10 Silky Girl in here. She does have enough pedigree herself, being a daughter of Scat Daddy with out of a military mare, the dam pretty good on the turf herself. But I just like the fact that we have experience on a filly who impressed me in the paddock, but I think she's going to get to do what she really wants to do tomorrow, and that's go long on the turf. So it's all Silky Girl, your paddock insider for the Sunday card. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Andy and Maggie. I'm sure those horses will run well here tomorrow afternoon. Just a 10-race Sunday program, Mig. 1 p.m. the first post. We know 97K the carryover. And how about supporting and showing the red and white colors of the old Spa this coming Wednesday? How do you like that giveaway, my friend, kicking off Alabama week?
Well, we haven't had a lot of need for umbrellas here so far. Let's hope it continues that way, other than to block the sunshine. And it's been a brilliant meet, not just weather-wise, but racing-wise. And the crowd, every day, we were talking about it coming down here to the studio, the excitement level and just how into it the crowd's been. And we were wondering, maybe it has something to do with American Pharoah winning the Triple Crown. It's got a little bit of renewed interest in racing. Hopefully he shows up.
This place has been buzzing from day number 1 on Friday, July 24th. Palpable.
Yep.
A raucous house every single day. There's no on-track experience like the one we have each and every day at Saratoga Racecourse. Thank you to the fans. We were up over 2 million in the handle department from last year at this time regarding Fourstardave Day. And thanks to the horses, because without them, none of this is possible.
No, it is horse racing.
It is horse racing. And as we say goodbye, we thank the Chief and say farewell to the great H. Allen Jerkens.